It's the most wonderful time of the year. With the hockey jerseys and the Ray and the Lees, and we're here to give fear. That is not the word I wanted to rhyme with that, but it's what came out of my mouth. Hello, everybody. My name is Lee Elias. That's Ray Carcillo. Welcome to a very special edition of Geeks Who Like Sports Rankings. Something new we're trying here today. Yes. Ray, today we're talking about my favorite sport, which is hockey. Because Adidas, in their infinite wisdom, has been teasing us relentlessly for over a week with their reverse retro jerseys. I'm not going to lie to you, Ray. I was getting pretty annoyed with them. I was like, just release them already. Yeah. Well, they did. Today's Monday, November 16th, 2020. In the middle of a pandemic, they have released the jerseys finally. And I must say, I am very pleased mostly with what I've seen. And we are going to rank them by division. We're going to give our top 5 and our bottom 5, and then our all top 31 that you can read on our website because we don't want to bore you for 6 hours tonight.
Yes, go to geekswhoLikeSports.com. Lee and I have put together our own separate lists. They're very different of how we've ranked the 31 to 1.
We're not going to get along on this episode.
No, this is very different.
I'll give you all a good example. I am really happy with these jerseys. I think hockey fans are mostly happy with these jerseys. Ray's just like,
nah. I like the Adidas jersey I got on right now, which is my Star Wars jersey. That's about, I think, the best thing they've done in years. Also, there's a part of me that is also slightly miffed the idea that these jerseys are retro, because a lot of them are inspired by the mid-'90s, which means, Lee, we are officially old.
Well, I've accepted that.
I know.
A lot of '90s references here. You're absolutely right.
A lot of '90s references.
That's very fair.
So. So that kind of stuck in my craw a little bit because I think of myself. I don't think of myself as that old, but I guess I'm 35. I'm basically 1 foot in the grave now. So thanks
You're
Adidas
Italian.
Thanks
so
for
let me
Adidas
be the
for
fake Italian here and say, "Oh, poor you."
Yeah.
All right. It's 35.
I mean, I just want to retire now and sit outside a cafe, drinking my cappuccino, eating my tiramisu, telling all the little kids ciao as they run by. That's all I want,
Listen,
at this point.
Everyone listening, we're trying to make this thing called #Operation Rescue Ray, where we get him out of Los Angeles into the East Coast. It'll happen one day, or it won't. We'll find out. But with that said, now you know about it, and now we're going to start our rankings. Again, we're going to do this by division for ease. We didn't think it would be fair to go from 31 all the way down to 1. Again, if you want to see that, you can check out the website, geekswhoLikeSports.com. But we're going to go by division. Ray, first division, we have to start with this division. It's our division.
Yes.
It's the Metropolitan Division. Okay? We have to start with this division. It's our division.
Yes.
It's the Metropolitan Division. Okay?
Yeah.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to count down the worst jersey. So we'll start from the worst one you think. We'll go to the best one you think, and we'll each give our picks from that point. So, Ray, what is your worst jersey from the Metropolitan Division?
The Columbus Blue Jackets.
Really? Why is that?
I can't stand. I did not like the CB with the stars in it, even when it first came around. Again, That's
the original logo.
That's the original logo. I did not think it really conveyed anything. I like their cannon thing better. I like the actual Bumblebee Blue Jacket better. I think that they've had better logos over the years. Right. And I just think going back to this original logo, I get it. It is retro. But it's not a good logo. I don't think
you see it as a step back. Is what you're saying.
Exactly. Right. I think it's a step back, and I think and I'm gonna say you're gonna see this in my list. I think that my top 31 list on the website geekswhoLikeSports.com. Our division is most of my favorite picks are within our division, except for this one. This is far towards the bottom. I really hate this jersey. I really I can't say how much I hate this jersey for the Blue Jackets. And if you want to go retro, do something actually more Civil War oriented. I think that would have been a better retro, and I think it would have been more creative and a lot more fun.
Yeah. So and again, a lot of that goes into my rankings here is creativity. All right. So this isn't the bottom of my list. I'll tell you where it is on my list in a few minutes, but I do understand where you're coming from. It's no secret here at Geeks Who Like Sports that we think that the Columbus Blue Jackets may be, if not, the worst named team in professional sports. We've said this before. It sounds like a minor league team name. Again, Golden Knights did it right? Like the Blue Jackets did it wrong, in my opinion. It's supposed to be a Civil War reference. It's not my worst jersey, right? The worst one for me might surprise a lot of you, okay? By the way, I really want to say this. None of my picks are based on fandom. I promise everyone listening to this. I did not base any of these picks on a team that I like or dislike. But the last place I have is a team I actually kind of respect. It's the New York Islanders. Because it's nothing. They did nothing to change this jersey. It's a darker shade of blue. That's about it. I get upset with their jersey because they had the Gordon's Fisherman. They could have used that. The people absolutely wanted that.
No, they don't.
It's a horrible logo, but this is exactly the time period you want to bring it back for a series like this, okay? The jerseys they have, there's not good enough. Again, very 90s in a lot of ways. Yeah. But I guarantee you Lou Lamoriello stuck his foot into that one, doing what Lou Lamoriello does, and he goes, no changes. You can change one color. Islanders fans, I need you to shout out here that the Gordon's Fisherman should have been back on that jersey this year because, Ray, don't tease it yet, but I'm going to tease everybody there. There's another jersey that did something similar in this list, and I know that the fans of that team are very happy about it, even though it is ranked as one of the worst jerseys of all time. So the Islanders are my worst in the Metro. Ray, I'm going to move up the list. I'm going to jump ahead of you now. Okay? Because sticking with the Metro, the Devils are above. That's it for me. Devils above the Islanders. All right, here's why. They've done it before. Yeah. They've done it before many times, the Christmas jersey. Now, Devils fans are going to say they've never made it green. Here's the deal, Devils fans. You've been asking for a black jersey for as long as I've known you. Yeah. Okay? This was the chance to get a black Devils jersey, and they didn't do it. Yeah. All right? And I don't know who squashed that, but the jersey sales alone off of a black Devils jersey would have been insane. Right?
Yeah.
So that's why I have them second to last in the Metro. Ray, your pick.
That's fair. For me, it's the Carolina Hurricanes. And let me tell you why. Because it's not the Carolina Hurricanes, it's the Hartford Whalers.
Right.
And I think that what would have been smarter here would have been to do the Hurricanes logo in the Whaler colors of green and blue. I think that would have been a better way to still pay homage and to the team that once was. Right. Without also rubbing it in the face of the city that no longer has that team, just by basically doing a very much. It's just almost a straight up Whalers jersey. It's just there's not much difference. There's not a huge not a huge differences between what the Whalers used to wear and what this jersey is.
It's some mixed colors, but I'm with you on that. We'll get into that when I get to it too. Yeah.
Right, and I think that it would have been better for them to do. Like I said, I would have loved the Hurricane logo, but do the Whaler colors. And there's another jersey when we get to another division that kind of did this, where they do the current logo but the old colors and I think that's a better way of doing things. Right. And I think that that would have been a good thing for the Carolina Hurricanes. So I think that for me, they're the Hurricanes / Whalers are number 7.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I'm gonna keep moving.
So actually, let me jump in here now. Actually,
sure.
So you had the Devils at 7. I had the Devils at 6.
Okay, so that's a good transition, right? Similar reasons, just they could have done better, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind that they went with the green. I do agree that they obviously a lot of fans thought they wanted the black for a long time.
It's been done.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the shade of green. It works, but it's still the Christmas jersey.
Right. I was looking for more creativity in my rankings. Like if it was creative, it spoke to me. You know what I mean? Right. But again, the Devils just. Pete, they want a black jersey. Devils fans, you want a black jersey, and again, it's just this was the chance. Yeah, and it was a squandered chance. Again, remember, this was a team during the time period when everybody had a black jersey. They were the only team without one. Right. You know what I mean? So anyway, moving up the list for my next one, it's the Columbus Blue Jackets. Okay, it's not high on the list in terms of it's not low on the list, I should say, like yours, Ray. But I give them points for trying something different, going back to a little bit of the early days. Maybe for some of those fans that don't remember the turn of the century, they came around in 2000. Again, I'm looking at it now. It's not the best logo, but it's something different. It's creative. They tried. Okay, so again, it's not cracking my top 5 in the Metro, but it's down there. Okay. Now, do you want me to keep going, or you want to go here?
Yeah, I mean, we got this snake thing going. So let's.
Okay,
yeah.
so now we're ranking the Metro 5-1 here. Okay, so these are our 5 down. Next one for me is the Pittsburgh Penguins. All right, so 5th in the Metro is the Pittsburgh Penguins. I'm looking at it now. It's a throwback to kind of their black jersey from the 90s that had Pittsburgh across, except that it's white. I actually was going to rank this lower, but then I started looking at it. It does kind of pop. I could see people wearing it. Crosby will look good in it, but it's not incredibly original. No. It's a true reverse retro. Yes. Again, this has nothing to do with my feelings about the Pittsburgh Penguins being my 31st or 33rd favorite NHL team, depending on the day. It's just not incredibly original to me. And there's another team that has their name across the front jersey of the jersey spelled out. And in my opinion, that's the only team that should ever have that. I really mean that because it's an original 6 thing that was copied. That other team is on this division. Pittsburgh Penguins, number 5.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Speaking of that team, it's actually for me number 5.
We're meeting in the middle.
and to show also not being overly biased, the Rangers are at number 5 for me.
Number 5 or number 4?
Number 5.
Oh, okay. So you have the Rangers here.
I have the Rangers here at 5 instead of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Because I have. Look, I appreciate the Liberty logo, even though technically the Statue of Liberty is in Jersey.
That's true. That's true, by the way, everybody.
I like the solid blue. I don't like the stripes on the arms, and I don't like the numbers. I get that they went with. The numbers went red and gray to match the Liberty logo itself, but it just doesn't work for me. I would have still liked the numbers to have been red and white.
Okay.
And I think I would have liked to have seen them actually tweak the logo a little bit. Like, it's really just the 1997 Liberty logo. Like, maybe make that, instead of it being more gray, give it more of a color pop or something. So I'm kind of a little disappointed that they didn't do more with it. I like it, but I don't love it. And also, we talked about this earlier, of course, that Jersey logo also, there's some bad memories with it because that's really the Rangers of that period. That's when the decline really started.
The Lindros years,
and they started to underperform. Yeah, so the Liberty jersey, as much as I do enjoy it, it's not great in my memories, and and again, I wish they would have done more with it. So it just feels like, again, this is bringing back a third jersey that we haven't had in a long time.
All right, who's your number 4?
So funny enough, 4 is what you had at 5. I had Pittsburgh here.
That's right. Interchangeable for you. Right.
Yeah.
Same reasons. Yeah.
So exactly. I also do appreciate, I say this actually in my 31-1 rankings, only certain teams can pull off the white jersey. And I think Pittsburgh, where white is the primary color, and I think Pittsburgh is actually one of those teams, especially again, when the fans do actually show up when the team is winning. They have the white out, right? Like, so I actually think it's also a nice homage to the fans in that way. And like you said, it is a throwback to those early 90s, those Stanley Cup teams with Yager and Lemieux. So I can appreciate that. I like the yellow, the gold and black trim along the bottom. I think that it's fine. It's fine. I think it's number 4.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. That's how we as a Flyer and Rangers fans. Yeah. It's fine. All right, moving down. My number 4 is the the Carolina Hurricanes. Here's why I ranked it a little higher than you. It is a Whalers jersey, but it's a Whalers jersey we haven't really seen before. I know that Carolina has messed with other Whalers jerseys, like retro jerseys, in the past. This is the first time I've seen the gray one. It's a little bit of a change. I like it. The Hartford Whalers logo has always been one of the best in the NHL's history. Yes. It was a shame when it went. And I just think it looks good. I think it's going to look good on the ice. Again, the one thing about jerseys, I should have said this earlier, is that it's tough for me to sometimes grade jerseys when I don't see the socks and the full outfit.
Right.
Because there's a big difference between, like, would you wear this off the ice and wear this as a player? I think this one's going to pop on the ice. Very historic, and I like that one. So, all right, now we're moving to the top 3, Ray. You ready for the top 3?
Top 3,
okay.
Yep.
Top 3. My number 3 pick is the Philadelphia Flyers. All right. Again, very sharp jersey. Like, in your top 3, you've done something right. Okay. Yeah. I've been asking for that mid-90s Flyers jersey back for the year for a while. My favorite mid-90s Flyers jersey is the orange jersey with the white shoulders. Okay. Right. This one has black shoulders, but it pops. You look at it screams Philadelphia. Orange and black work well together. Yes. Again, this is one when it's in a full regalia with its socks and everything. It's going to look really good. I think they did a really good job with Philadelphia's. And it is a true reverse retro. They just reversed the white and the black. That's the only difference. So, but I like the way it looks. It looks way better than I thought it would.
You know what? And it's kind of funny that we are locked in an agreement on this one. I had the Flyers at 3 for the division. So you pretty much said it. I think the black works even better than the white did from the mid-90s. It was absolutely terrific. Orange and black work. So I'm going to move right into my number 2, and this is where we're going to have some huge disparities here because I really like the darker shade of blue for the Islanders, and I think it's going to look really good on the ice. I think
nothing new.
But again, this goes back to why the Flyers worked. I think going with a slightly darker shade of blue with that sharp orange Islander logo, I think really actually works. It worked more than I thought it would. And also, I hate that fisherman for all he's worth.
Listen,
I get it. I'm not an Islander fan, right? Like, I'm a Ranger fan. But, like, I give respect. I like that NY with the Y obviously being the hockey stick. And, like, it just works for me. And I hate to say that as a Ranger fan, but it does.
There's no creativity in that jersey. None. They made it darker.
Well, there's not a lot of creativity in a lot of these jerseys, to be fair.
Give me a break. No, there's creativity with the colors. This is not. This is not. Why? If I have an Islanders jersey, am I buying this? If I already have an Islanders
That's
jersey,
fair. Probably not.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Let me be very clear with this to all the Islanders fans. I'm not saying it's a crappy jersey. I'm saying it has nothing creative about it, and we've seen it before. Right? There are very few jerseys on this ranking, the entire ranking, that are jerseys we've seen before in their current form. This is a jersey we've seen before, unless I'm missing something. All right?
No, that's
and again, you had a retro jersey that I know Islander fans have been asking for. All right? And someone blocked it. All right? And again, Ray, with some of the other logos they've used here, there's no reason that shouldn't have been on here.
No,
right?
that's fair.
So again, I don't want people to think I don't like the Islanders jersey. I just don't like. I just think this was not a good attempt. That's all I'm trying to say.
That's fair.
All right, is it my turn or your turn? I think it's my
It's yours.
turn.
What's your number 2?
Number 2, New York Rangers. All right. So while I do understand where you're coming from, with Lafreniere coming in to the team, the way this team is situated, I think this is the perfect chance to redeem that jersey. I like the way that the names roll around the back. I like everything you disliked about this. All right, to be perfectly fair. I think it looks really sharp. I like when the Rangers wear a darker shade of blue.
Agreed.
Yeah, and again, this is the only jersey they've had like this. They've had a darker Ranger blue Rangers across.
Yeah,
the
I actually love that
too.
one from a few years ago, where it says Rangers across the front, but it's a darker blue. I like that alternative jersey. I don't know why they got rid of that. I don't know why.
The NYR is kind of a famed logo. Again, not from one of your better times. I think this is a perfect chance to redeem it. It did not take my number 1 spot, which it looks like we're gonna have the same.
We
number 1.
we are in agreement on number 1 by
Let's say it together. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
The Washington
Capitals. Right.
Yeah.
Ray, go ahead. You go first on this one.
So, I mean, look, I think that the 90s Eagle logo is actually one of the better logos they've ever had. And I love the fact that they went with the current red. I love it when they take something current plus something retro and combine it together. It makes it now a true
creativity.
It's a red, white, and blue jersey. It's the team that represents the nation's capital. I absolutely am all on board for this. I love the bald eagle logo instead of the current. I don't like the current Capitals logo. I'm not gonna lie. Just them saying capital. I don't like it. It's not the eagle logo. All for it. Bring it back. And red, white, and blue. Having red still be a primary color, I think, is a great idea. And then the blue trim on the bottom. You got me. I'm sold.
Yeah, I agree. It harkens a lot of great memories. A team wearing this jersey did go to the Cup final in 1998, albeit they got swept by the Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah.
It is a true reverse retro. The red and the blue have been switched. The cool part about it, I think, if you're a hockey fan, is we all remember Alex Ovechkin as a rookie wearing this jersey and scoring that goal against the Arizona Phoenix Coyotes at the time. It will be great to see Ovechkin as a veteran now in that jersey. Again, just full creativity points. It was the most creative jersey in this division.
Yeah.
It's something we've never seen before in terms of the color scheme. Again, with the Rangers, we have seen this jersey in this color similar before. Rangers never seen it before. Same with the Flyers. We have seen this jersey, just it's a reverse top. So the Washington Capitals, absolutely number 1 jersey in the Metropolitan Division. So that's our rankings for the Metropolitan Division. Again, you'll get these full on geekselectsports.com. We're going to move along to the other side of the Eastern Conference, the Atlantic Division, counting down once again. Ray, it's gonna be interesting to me if we have similarities on this one. All right, would you like to start, or do you want me to start?
I want to start because it's funny because you mentioned that the Capitals were swept by the Detroit Red Wings, and actually for me, that's where my division starts. That's number 8. That's at the bottom for me, was the Detroit Red Wings for this division. Because I mentioned with Pittsburgh that certain teams can handle white being the primary color. I do not think the Red Wings are one of those teams. I did not like this full white jersey with the untouched Red Wing logo. It just didn't work for me. It didn't pop. It just really looks weird. I was not a fan of this. I don't know how they could have fixed this or done something different, but I do not like it at all.
Well, let's be honest. But my pick for number 8 is the Detroit Red Wings as well, because it's a practice jersey. Let's just be perfectly honest about it.
Yeah, perfect. Okay? Yes.
It's a practice jersey. I don't like it. I've talked to a few people that like it. Look, the comment from Detroit Red Wings fans will be like you just said, well, what do you want us to do? We've been wearing the same jersey for a while. We've done all the retro jerseys for Winter Classics. I can tell you this. I wouldn't have done this.
Yeah.
You know what you could have done? You could have made a silver jersey with red armbands. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what I would have done. A white jersey with gray. Make it a gray jersey with the red armbands. It looks like a practice jersey to me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So it's one of the worst jerseys on this entire.
I agree
list.
by far. It is definitely
we'll get
towards
into
the
our
bottom
5 and top 5 at the end. But
yeah.
Detroit Red Wings. Okay. Ray, I'll let you go. What's your number 7?
Yeah. So for 7,
in the Atlantic. Yeah.
And I'm gonna admit this. This was another very good division. In fact, I think this division, everyone's more, aside from the Red Wings, who are definitely an outlier. This division, everyone was a lot more tightly together for me, and it was hard to pick and choose. But I'm going to go up to Canada now, and even though I like this jersey overall, it's just again it's pulling straws. I think I went with the Ottawa Senators here at 7.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually like that it has some retro feel. I like that it has the flat Senator on the chest. I like the red with the black trim. I just think that again, this is, and we're gonna get into this, but it's really like 7 through 4 to me all could have been interchangeable, honestly.
That's super fair. You know why? Because my number 7 pick is the Ottawa Senators. My number 7 pick is the Ottawa Senators. So we're in line in this division so far.
Yeah.
And Ray, I actually agree with you. It's not a bad jersey.
Yeah.
It's just when you compare it to everything else, it doesn't stand out. I think Ottawa fans are going to love this, which is really what matters. I think it's going to look really sharp on the ice too.
Yes.
But the creativity points for me on this one, not huge. But again, I got to say this. There's a huge jump between the Red Wings to Ottawa. It's like Moneyball. There's rich teams and there's poor teams. Then there's 50 feet of crap.
Yeah.
And then there's the Detroit Red Wings. All right? And here's the thing. What's sad about this is Red Wings fans really need something right now.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, that jersey's not it. There's a lot of better things. Anyway, Ottawa, I don't have much more to say. It's kind of stupid simple in a good way.
Yeah.
But there's just better jerseys.
It's middle of the pack, but in this division, it's towards the bottom because
there's better jerseys in this division.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 6, my friend, go for it.
So for me, this one again, staying in Canada. Okay. This is a team that's got a lot of history. There's a lot there, and again, it's the Montreal Canadiens. The logo, the iconic logo, the C with the H in the middle for Habs is still there. I didn't like that they made the primary color blue. It looks to me, if I were looking quickly, I might think it's a Ranger jersey. When I think of the Canadiens, I do not think of blue as the primary color. I get it's a reverse. And if you go back in the history of the Canadiens, 100 years ago, they had a primary blue jersey. But to me, this was a misstep. This was a misfire because I think that there's already so many other teams in the league where blue is their primary color that I don't know. It looks really weird with the red C in this blue, the red C, letter C, in a blue C of a color on the jersey, and I just didn't. I did not like it. I wasn't a fan of it. Didn't hate it, but wasn't as big a fan of it as some of the other jerseys coming up.
Ray, I'm gonna have an argument with you on this one when I get to it, but that's not my pick for number 6. My pick for number 6 actually is the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Wow.
And again, I want to say this again. In this division, there's a lot of good jerseys in this division. It's just tough to pick. I like the Tampa Bay Lightning jersey, but again, it's as simple as this. I just think there's better jerseys in this division. Again, this is a jersey from the time period that they had kind of won the Cup back in 2004 and previous. It really harkens back to the earlier years of the Lightning, but it's not incredibly original to me. We've seen this kind of jersey before from the Lightning. It was a third jersey back in the day. It's cool to see the original logo again.
Yeah.
But nothing special for me. Okay. Especially when you just won the Cup. There's a lot of other things they could have done here that they didn't do, especially with the reverse retro. So again, I've seen it before. It does look sharp, but it actually goes back to kind of what you're saying. A lot of blue in this division.
Yeah.
So and again, like they used to have a black jersey. You know what I mean? So and they wear blue now. So there's a lot of things they could have done.
Yeah, so yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm gonna counter argument you later when we get a little further down in this division. For
Top 5 now, or bottom 5. Here we go. The 5 countdown of the Atlantic Division begins now.
Yes.
Right.
So for me, this one's still up in Canada. Actually, I didn't just realize I did the 3 Canada teams in a row. The Toronto Maple Leafs.
Canada, everybody.
No, I don't hate.
You
Canada.
love him, but he hates you.
If you
Sorry.
actually again look at my top 31 on GeekSelectSports.com, a lot of these jerseys are actually more towards the middle of the pack.
That's fair.
It's just for me, the Maple Leafs. I would have liked again. I appreciate the retro font for Toronto Maple Leafs, but I think you could have done a bit more. And again, blue on blue, it's not the best design. It works here more than it does for some other teams.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I think when it comes to creativity more, they could have done a little bit more. But again, it's also like the Red Wings, this iconic logo in hockey, and it's kind of how much can you change it. So you kind of give them a little bit of a pass, and maybe, I know it's been since 1967, so maybe trying to harken back to better days.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, back to since better days. So with the font, but I'm okay. So 5 is the Maple Leafs.
Hey, 5 is Maple Leafs for me too. Look at that. This is a weird division for us.
Yeah.
All right. It's similar. Again, this harkens back to multiple time periods in Toronto's history, the 90s, but even back to the 70s, like when Lanny McDonald played there. Again, classic logo, classic jersey, nothing special about it to me. That doesn't mean it's bad, okay? But again, just in case people are screaming like, well, you didn't like the Islanders jersey. This is a retro. The Islanders jersey is not a retro because they went retro again. All right, they're retro now. That's what I'm saying. It's not. I want to see something I either haven't seen in a while or something new. And again, the Toronto jersey is something I haven't seen in a while. So it's my number 5. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to the 4 here. Do you want to go or do you want me to go?
You can go.
All right, for floor, I like the Florida Panthers, and I actually really like this jersey. This is, again, their classic jersey from when they launched. It's their jersey from when they were in the Cup final in 1996. Obviously reversed. It's blue instead of red. Although they did wear a jersey like this. It's great to see that Panther on there again. A true reverse retro. I don't want to go into it too much more than that. I just like what they've done here. It's cool to see this jersey again.
Yeah, again, we are in agreement here. It's the Florida Panthers at 4 for me.
Right.
They same like basically what you said. I also like that, like you said, that mid 2000s they wore this bluish jersey with the Panther leaping out. I love the Panther logo. This time they have a bit of a gold trim to it that makes it a little different from that jersey in the 2000s that I think really works here. But it's just overall just a super solid jersey. I'm all for this.
I'd wear it. That's another thing is like, would I wear this if not a fan of the team? All right, moving into the top 3, Ray. What's your number 3 pick?
Well, so this Atlantic one, so I went from staying in Canada for a while to now I'm staying in Florida. This is where I put the Lightning because I really like the old original logo with with certain changes in the colors, with blue still being the primary color, which is, again, I really like when you take something from now and you put it together with something from then. And that's kind of what this jersey is for me. And I kind of was like looking at it. The more I looked at it, the more I really enjoyed it. And I think that
that's a fair assessment. That's fair.
Even though it is true, I forgot they did wear something similar to this a while ago as a third jersey. I still like it. Yeah. I still like the Lightning as the old Lightning logo, but on the blue, it just works for me.
Yeah, it's fair. I prefer the logo for the Lightning now. I love the simplicity of it, but I don't hate this logo. It's just, I just like the one before. My number 3 is actually the Bees, the Boston Bruins.
Okay.
It's again, this is one that is not incredibly original, but it pops. It's just bright yellow. They've done yellow jerseys before, but it's just, when you come to teams like Boston, simple, stupid does work, right? But it's not stupid like Detroit's jersey. Right, so I like what they did with this. This is a team that's had the same jersey for a long time, but like I said with Detroit, they figured out they have a primary color here, yellow, that they don't typically use.
Yeah.
They're using their modern logo, by the way. That is the difference between the other yellow jerseys that they had in the past. And this is a team that's done a lot with the retro jerseys with the big B. And, some of the ones from a long time ago. I like it. I'd buy it. It's going to look sharp on the ice. When Zdeno Chara, who's, 9 feet 20 or whatever he is, staring down at you. I know that's not a real thing. It's sharp, and I like it.
Yeah. And funny enough, that's actually, so that was your number 3. That's my number 2.
Okay.
Actually, is the Boston Bruins. For similar reasons. It just pops. Where they use black works really well here, enough to make the B pop off the yellow jersey. And I think that, definitely it's the modern logo, and I think it works a lot. But it's just, I think it's a really nice jersey. And so for me, it falls in right at number 2. So close, but just a little off. So Lee, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is the Canadiens. And this is where I said I'm gonna disagree with you a little bit. And here's why. I love what they did with the blue and the red and reversing it here. And here's the thing, man. It's a French-Canadian team. The colors of France, bleu, blanc, rouge.
Yeah.
All right, that's why, black, red, and white. So they have as much entitlement to that color as any other team. Again, I'm not sure you thought about that, to be fair. Like, that's not,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I
It's
wasn't
something I thought
thinking about French.
That's okay.
French Canada.
Again, I wanted to make sure I said that because, like, this is not something Ray would have meant in any disrespect, obviously. And that's definitely not how he meant it or how either was meant it. I just like the way that jersey looks. I'm looking at it right now as I'm talking to you. There's something Superman about it to me, which might be playing into my head a little bit. I would wear that jersey if I was a Habs fan. I'm not a Habs fan, so I'm not going to wear that jersey. But I like it. It's going to look really sharp on the ice. Again, a team that doesn't have much to go to, an original six team that's been using the same jersey most of the time, I think this is an excellent reversal. I think you're going to see a ton of adult league jerseys and youth jerseys using this in the future. Very, very sharp. Very sharp to me. Ray, what's your number one? Well, I guess we have the same number one.
I was going to say we have another same number one. We agree
Right.
that the Buffalo Sabres
Absolutely
knocked it out of the park. I love the giant swords crossing on the front of the chest. I love that and again, this is another team where white really works as the primary color, but this is also because the logo is so large in the front that it almost looks like an even mix between white and blue, at least the front. I also like the fact that they don't really focus on an actual buffalo or bison. Just says buffalo across the bottom, and I think that actually really, really works here. I think that's a great idea. I think again it shows them getting away from some of the norms, but also using classic colors, the white, blue, and yellow, gold that they traditionally have used in the past. I think it's a great jersey overall. I'm just I think I'm a fan of it. So
it's phenomenal. It is easily number one. It's one of the best jerseys on this list. Again, there's a few places Buffalo could have gone with this, and Buffalo desperately needed something good to happen.
Yeah.
All right. And this jersey is it. I was expecting their 90s Buffalo logo of the actual Buffalo, which is on the shoulder patch.
Yeah.
In the kind of like light blue, gold, and white. But I have no problem with what they did here with the cross swords. They are the sabers. That is a form of sword.
Yeah.
The buffalo animal, was cool. It doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, I get it.
Right.
Bothers me about Buffalo teams. The Bills do the same thing. It's like Buffalo's the city, not the mascot. I don't know what a Bill is either. I don't know. I know a guy named Bill, but but it's the same thing. I don't like Buffalo is the
We
city.
gave you buffalo wings. You guys can have that.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. So that's
Right.
we're in agreement there. So
I will say one more thing about the jersey is that the 90s Buffalo Sabres black jersey with the black and the red and that buffalo on the front was one of the most used jerseys in terms of hockey I have ever seen. Everyone loved that. I would even credit that jersey with that wave of black jerseys that came in the late 90s.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is a nice change of pace. It's sharp. It says Buffalo on the front, which is cool. It does have the Buffalo on the shoulder. This is just really well done.
Yeah.
If I was a Sabres fan, I'd be proud of this. All right. And again, I gotta say, they're the Sabres. That's a sword. So this actually springs to.
Yeah.
Thank God they didn't use the Buffalo slug. Thank God. I was really worried about that for a while because they were really good when they had that logo.
Yeah.
But it was the banana slug or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. The Twinkies.
Horrible looking logo.
Yeah.
But this is awesome. Swords crossed is you can get behind that. All right.
Yes.
So that's our Atlantic Division. Ray, weirdly enough, I think all but 2 or 3 of those we were.
Yeah, we were pretty much locked in on that
weird.
division
just,
for sure.
Yeah, the Canadians and the Lightning. I think we had kind of switched.
We kind of had flip flop. Really, those were the big differences. Yeah.
All right, let's jump west to the Western
Right.
Conference with their 2 divisions. We're going to start with the Central Division, a team with only 7 teams because.
Right, we haven't realigned yet because Seattle's not in the league yet. So
again, this is an interesting division. Ray, your first pick, please.
So at number 7, kind of going back to the same thing with the Carolina Hurricanes. I appreciate that what the Colorado Avalanche did in terms of trying to pay homage to the Quebec Nordiques. But I think, again, this would have been better served instead of just taking the Nordique logo and putting Avalanche colors on it. I think that even though that looks great, I think, again, it would have been better to maybe keep the Avalanche logo but use the Nordique colors, that powder blue. And, I think that, and then make it a red A in the middle. I think that would have been a better way of still paying homage to your past, but also saying this is who we are now. And yeah, so I mean, I get it. They went retro, but I think they went retro in the wrong direction. So for me, the Avalanche, again, insulting the great people of Quebec by taking the Quebec Nordique logo, I think they're 7 for me.
Ray?
Yeah.
We are not going to agree on this list at all.
Probably not. Probably not.
I can tell you that right now. All right, my bottom one is I got to preface this. I did not want to rank this at the bottom. I think that this team had the right idea, and they missed the mark. All right? So I want to reiterate this. I think this was the right jersey to go with. I think they got the colors wrong. It's the Dallas Stars. All right? Again, it looks like a Stormtrooper uniform.
Yep.
It's completely white with some green highlights. It is a reversal of their 1999 Stanley Cup Championship jersey that was green with white highlights.
Yeah.
I would have leaned that direction. Hardcore. I mean, we know that they didn't go with the Minnesota North Stars colors because Minnesota kind of owns that now.
Right.
But which by the way, that would have been the way to go for me. But I can understand why they didn't do it.
Right.
Again, I applaud them. I would have liked to have seen a gold jersey with green highlights. I just think they missed the mark on this. That's my number 7.
I mean, I'm pretty much, again, the only reason why I put Colorado at the bottom was because of them. I think using the wrong logos.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm right there with you. Dallas Stars are 6 for me because, yeah, like, again, this is another team that can't pull off white as the primary color. The green trim doesn't do enough for me. The logo gets very much lost in the center of the jersey.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does, yeah.
It's really kind of a mess. Yeah, and now we've seen the full uniform at this point, and yeah, Lee, they look like stormtroopers on the ice. It looks
because it's white pants. They have white pants.
White pants, white gloves, white helmets.
I'll never get it.
Not a good look. Not a good
I'll
look.
never good like it. Yeah, the green was the way to go on that, or
Yes.
the gold. Like I said, there's a lot
yeah.
of gold in that jersey.
I'm with you there for 6. So that was 6 for me.
Yeah, that would have pissed off Vegas. We would have had a shot. All right, my number 6 is Nashville Predators. Again, not a bad jersey, just nothing sweet there for me. They had an alternate logo. They didn't use it here. They used their current logo. It's just a yellow jersey. And again, I think they've had better yellow jerseys in the past. Nothing special about it to me.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I have a little higher up on the list, but yeah, as we move now into our top 5.
Top 5 Central Division coming to you live.
Yeah. So for me
let's stop talking.
Yeah,
Please
we
go.
got for me at 5, and I know some folks actually really like this jersey, but for me, I did not like the gray as the primary color. I picked the Winnipeg Jets.
Sure.
I would have rather have seen they use a really nice powder blue for the words Winnipeg on the center. Again, also I love them going back to the retro logo. About that. Totally for that, which is why there are at least 5 here. But I think instead of having a gray jersey, which to me is not going to look great, especially on the ice, but maybe I'm wrong. I think a powder blue to match the lettering would have worked a lot better. So I think they missed their mark here again with the primary color. But the logo's great, and so that's my choice for 5.
It's also mine, believe it or not. So my number 5 is also the Jets. I will confirm to you, Ray, that actually the gray jerseys do look great on the ice. I've seen gray jerseys before.
Okay.
It's the dark gray because it does contrast the ice really well. It's just very plain to me, like you just said. There was a weird question someone asked me before we recorded. Actually, Caitlin, our producer, asked me this about, well, why didn't they use the Atlanta Thrashers as maybe an influence here? And I told her jokingly because nobody wants to see the Atlanta Thrashers ever again.
Yeah, no.
But then I looked at this again, and that blue in the jersey does look like a little bit of the third Atlanta Thrashers jersey. So I'm wondering if there's a little bit of influence there. That would have been a cool color, right? I'm just with you. The original Jets logo is perfect.
Yeah.
Again, this is not a bad jersey. I'm not really. This division doesn't have any horrendous jerseys. We have a lot of teams that just miss the mark.
Yeah.
It's strong, but it's just not number 1 or anywhere near it for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's fair.
So moving down, moving down number 4 here.
Top 4. Yeah.
The only jersey on the entire list that didn't show its front logo, and it's because everyone knows their front logo. Yeah. Typically number 1 in every jersey contest ever on all sports. The Chicago Blackhawks are always given the best jersey in hockey. On this list, they get number 4. Again, sharp looking jersey from the back, black and red and white pops. It's going to look great out there. It's tough to mess with the Blackhawks jersey. It's fresh, it's retro, it's something new, and it looks great. It's just number 4 for me because I think there's 3 above it that did better.
Oh, that's fair. I'll tell you where my Chicago is later because it's not number 4. For me, this is where I put the Predators. Sure. I like again. It's not terrible. It's literally. I think actually even in my list, I think it's number 16. I think it's like literally like right in the middle. Like It's just like it's a little bit of a harken back to their original color scheme, which really hasn't changed much over the years. But it's more the design of where the colors are. The Predator on the front, they've made it a little sharper, a little more ferocious looking, maybe giving it a little bigger fangs. Not a huge difference. It doesn't jump out. It's a safe jersey, right? Which I don't.
Again, they had that logo of like a 3D Predator at one point. It was like coming at you. I thought they were going to use that, but I guess people didn't want that.
I guess not. I'm okay with this as a retro. As a kind of as it okay. I like the color scheme. I've always liked the Predator jerseys in general.
It is good. It is good.
So I'm okay. So it's 4, middle of the pack for me. Yeah,
I do want to reiterate with this division especially. I don't think any of the jerseys in this division suck. I just think that this was a tough one to rank. They're just some are better than others. But go ahead, Ray. You can keep going.
So after the Predators, now you get to the top 3. You get to some really good teams. For me, it's the St. Louis Blues here. They kind of did something similar with the Capitals in terms of where they messed with the colors a little bit. You have the blue now, still front and center that says St. Louis on it, the blue note. But whereas the 90s jersey had red along the bottom and blue on top, they flip-flop it, and I really love that now because it makes the blue note pop even more against that red background. And so I think that was a great flip-flop there. And of course, the blue note I think just always works, and it's a great logo. It's a very
it's one of the best in sports in my opinion.
I agree, and I think so. I think for them coming in at number 3, I think they're right there. I think that the top 3 for me were all very very close. So I put the Blues at 3 though.
Okay, my number 3 is the Minnesota Wild Stars. All right, so I love what the Wild did here with taking the Wild logo, flipping the colors to match the Minnesota North Stars, and then making the rest of the jersey the Minnesota North Stars. Highly creative, really, really cool looking, different. I didn't put it number 1 because it looks like a Sprite can, all right, a little bit. But we're in the top 3 now. These are good. I really like where they went with that. Yeah. Again, this is one of those simple, stupid, but good. Let's keep our logo. Again, their original logo. Reverse the colors to make it the North Stars. It's a cool merging of both of the teams there. Again, a little weird they didn't let Dallas kind of take this. I think that would have been cool. Yeah. But it's not like the Wild have too many places they can go. This is well done. Yeah. By the way, really quick before we go on, I did want to mention this because we talked about the Blackhawks. That there are actually only 2 jerseys on this entire list that have black in it. Okay, and then I'm looking at now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white jerseys. Yeah, you could even say 9 if it counts. Should say
black as the primary color. I should say.
Right. Yeah. So there's only 2 with black as the primary color, and one of those isn't even in this division. So go ahead, Ray. That's my number 3 is the Minnesota Wild Stars.
Well, that's a perfect lead-in for me because number 2 is where I put the Blackhawks.
There you go.
Again, it's like you said.
That's perfect. You're right. Yeah.
Like you said, it's a classic jersey. We all know what the front of the logo is. They're gonna go back to that more retro Blackhawk logo where it says Chicago Blackhawks in the circle around it. But the black, it's gonna really pop. Yeah. The black main color, the red shoulders. Yeah, it's a great jersey. It's just one of the best jerseys. Period. I'm a huge fan of this.
Sometimes they're so good, there's nothing to say about it. It's just that's good.
Yeah. So for me, that was number 2. Yeah.
All right, my number 2. This is I said we're going to disagree. Is the Avadiques or the Norvalanche as people are calling them. Ray Santiago, a good friend of ours, wrote that on our wall. I thought that was great. By the way, friends of Geeks Like Sports, great job commenting on the post today. You guys really got involved with this one. Ray, I really like this one. I do. It's a really cool mix, just kind of like the Minnesota North Stars. I think the colors are better. I like that it's the Nordiques logo with the Avalanche colors. The one thing, and I know why they didn't do this, the other thing they could have done is made the primary color not white, but that burgundy with the Nordiques logo. Right. That would have been really cool, but they didn't do it because they've done something like that before in Colorado. But this is something new. It's awesome. You could be a fan of both teams. and enjoy it. It is a great callback to the fans in Quebec that are still there, who were heartbroken after the team moved and won the Stanley Cup the next year. But that's what happens when you get the greatest goalie in the game at the time to be your goaltender, and also get a great trade with the Philadelphia Flyers where you get Peter Forsberg and a bunch of other guys that are keys to winning a Stanley Cup, and you get instead Eric Lindros but don't win a Stanley Cup, but you end up loving him anyway, and he goes into the Hall of Fame without really doing anything. And then I'm reminiscing. I'm going to stop now. That's my number 2 is the Colorado Nordalanche.
So this is going to be the first division where our number ones are different.
Sure.
For me, this is where I put the Wild, because again, this has been a theme for me. Again, talking about taking the current logo, at least I'm consistent, taking the current logo with old colors. I love, I didn't think it was a Sprite can until you mentioned it, but I still love it. I love the gold and green Minnesota Wild jersey. It's my number 1 in this division. Absolutely appreciate what they did there. Again, taking current logos but harkening back to past iterations of the team by changing the colors. I think that's the way to go. Good job for them.
And I had we're on to number 1 here, right?
Yes.
And I had the Blues as my number 1.
Totally understandable. Yeah.
Similar reasons. I just think that jersey is going to kick butt on the ice. It looks great. Blues fans will love it. They just won the Cup a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, depending on pandemic time. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I love what you said, Ray. The Blues logo pops off it. We haven't seen, to my knowledge, a red Blues jersey before.
Yeah, primary red, yeah.
Yeah, and I just thought it was great. It makes me think of Chris Pronger, Al McGinnis, all those great players from the 90s.
Yeah.
Great job there. Great job.
Yes, for sure. So that brings us now to the last division, the Pacific, out here on the West Coast.
Right, that's where you live.
That's
you
where
live in the Pacific.
Yeah.
Right, so the Pacific Division. Now, again, this is an interesting one. There's a lot of flavor in this division.
That's one way to put it.
All right, I have a feeling you and I are not going to align on this.
No, probably not.
But that's okay. All right,
Yeah.
so I'm going to let you go first. Your number 8 team in the division.
So let me just also say, aside from the top team in this division, most of these teams are really towards my bottom overall in the league.
Sure.
You'll see that again. Go to geekswholikesport.com, 31-1. And I feel part of me feels bad with this pick because it's not their fault they don't have the history to really have a retro jersey.
Okay.
But I will say, to me, I put the Vegas Golden Knights here for a couple of reasons. Because I do not like the Vegas Star logo. I really don't. I appreciate that they are with the red and the certain trims paying homage to certain independent league teams that have played hockey in Vegas, or the ECHL and other leagues that have been there at different points, like the Wranglers. But I really hate that star logo for some reason. It just does not jive with me whatsoever. And I feel like, again, this would have been a great chance to just make an awesome third jersey.
Which they did. Which is so weird.
Yes, they already did with the golden jersey, where it's just
that could have been this.
Exactly. Like, did Adidas?
Yeah.
Did Adidas?
Sorry, I don't mean to go nuts now. Just what was that?
Did Adidas panic when they realized that, what are we gonna do now that they made a third jersey already? But I think this would have been a chance to
But they make the jerseys.
Yeah, it's.
What were you guys thinking? Now you're making your fans have to pick one.
Yeah,
it's not a hard pick, by the way.
No, it's the
gold one's
jersey.
way better.
The golden jersey is way better, and I'm sorry, it just is. And if you were gonna do another logo aside from that wasn't a helmet, give me I don't know, a guy on horseback. Give me an actual golden knight or something. Be a bit more creative. If you don't know that the Vegas Star is the secondary logo for the Vegas Golden Knights, which probably a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
This jersey is I think is going to miss the mark so bad.
Yeah. It's not my bottom, but you're making some good points here. All right. My bottom team here is the Sharks.
Okay.
Again, nothing special about this jersey. I've seen it before.
Right.
It doesn't help that the Sharks don't win. They choke a lot.
Yeah.
The Sharks are really now what the Washington Capitals were.
Yeah.
And again, they had other '90s jerseys, the old school teal one. That I don't know why they didn't go back to that. That was a great jersey. This was a third, it's a playoff of a third jersey that they had at one point. I loved the original teal jersey. It was bright teal. They have not done that in a while. They've done a lot of black jerseys. They've done some tealish jerseys, but They had to have a teal, but I'm talking that bright teal jersey. I would have gone
Yeah.
back to that. There's a lot of things they could have done here. Again, it's just nothing special about this to me. So the Sharks are my bottom pick.
That's fair. I have them higher up, but obviously.
Let me say, it's not a bad jersey. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
It's just, again, remember, we're ranking these differently. Like, I'm more about the creativity on a lot of these jerseys, right? And you're about the practicality, I think, of some of them. So
yes, a bit more of the aesthetic and stuff.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
We'll let our fans,
Exactly. We come from different angles, different backgrounds. Right. So another jersey that I absolutely abhor, absolutely hate, and despise is the Arizona Coyotes jersey at 7.
Yes, you voiced that disdain today on the phone.
Yes, I hate that they got the Kakina, whatever the heck you call it, the Kachina, whatever, Echidna, Sonic the Hedgehog, whatever. Like, you got like this stupid.
This
head.
is the show.
Like,
this is the show. You get to say that.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
show me your fist with the.
Yeah, it's like I'm sorry. I mean, it's just the head of the Kachina Coyote against the purple background with the cactus along the bottom. Like, this jersey is aesthetically it makes me sick. I hate this jersey so much.
Makes him sick. Wow. All right. My number 7 is the Oilers, for the exact same reason of the Sharks. We've seen this jersey. Yeah. You've had this retro jersey before. You're wearing them now. You just move some colors around. Nothing special. You have classic jerseys now. You have retro logos. You could have gone to that oil drop that you use with the dark blue. You could have gone. Yeah, I'm not saying I loved it, but I'm saying that like it's something they could have used. They've had better jerseys. Don't get me wrong. This 80s jersey is awesome, all right? But it's nothing special here. You've done it before. There's other things they could have chosen. I just thought it was weak. Again, if they're, I'll put it this way. How about this? When they're playing these jerseys, I might not even notice that they're in a different jersey because it looks so much like the other jerseys. That's why I don't like it.
That's fair. In
fact, I should reverse it with the Sharks now that I'm saying that.
Well, one team that you're going to notice when they take the ice is going to probably be the purple and gold Los Angeles Kings, who I have in at number 6.
Really? Wow. Okay.
This is the one time where I don't like taking logos and old colors, and it makes me think of the Lakers too much, and I get that you're trying to. That's why they chose those colors to begin with when they came into existence, to kind of have that consistency of LA, similar to how like Seattle has a consistency with like blue and green and like some sea colors, right? Like I get that. But I just don't like it with the early 90s logo. I love that early 90s jersey. I still think that for me as a kid growing up, I don't think of Wayne Gretzky as an Edmonton Oiler. I think of Wayne Gretzky in those first couple years as a Los Angeles King, because that's when I was 6-7 years old, just really starting to get into hockey. So for me, that logo is something special. And to put that on the nasty purple and gold color scheme, it just doesn't work for me. It just doesn't.
You're making some good points there. All right, my next one on the list is Golden Knights. And again, Ray, this team has a rough time. I'm with you on that. They haven't had a long history.
Yeah.
I just put them a little higher. I gave them some points for trying something different. Mm-hmm. I think that if they had the gold jersey on this list, it would have been probably my number 1. It would have been up there.
Yeah.
I just don't know what they were thinking releasing 2 jerseys in the same year. Now they have 4 jerseys.
Yeah.
And again, they could have really. I'll put it this way. In my opinion, the gold jersey should have been the reverse retro.
Yep.
And if they were going to do another jersey, they should, which I have to preface this. They have done a phenomenal job with this at every turn.
Yeah.
But they should have done something commemorative for the shooting that happened there right before their first season.
Yeah.
Okay, that would have been a cool jersey to put there. Yeah. I also have a feeling that they don't want to remind people of that, to be fair to them.
But even something to do with the strip. Yeah, like the Vegas Strip or something like that would have been.
There's a lot of things.
You could have done a lot of things differently.
The gold was obvious. That is a true reverse jersey.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about it, and they don't have anything retro.
Yeah.
So this was just like throw something on there and go.
Yeah. No. Speaking of throwing something on there and going, that's my next pick.
Yeah. Go ahead. For
me, number 5 is the Anaheim Ducks.
You mean Wild Wing?
Yeah, exactly.
Wild Wing the Duck. Yeah.
Yeah. It just. Oh God! Like the only reason why this isn't lower is probably
because of a genuine reaction.
Because of Wild Wing. Like honestly, sure. But why is he leaping out of a pond, and then you went with the teal and white as your primary colors, which like made me think of the Sharks. I thought it was a Shark jersey at first. I'm like, wait a minute, no, that's Wild Wing. Like, what are you doing? And he's in motion, and it's like a cartoon, and it's like, I don't know why you just didn't go back to the purple jerseys with the duck goalie mask on the
Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Ducks.
Yes.
Which I know they've done before, but why not just do a take on that? And I think this is another case of a marketing company overthinking things, and it just to me this whole division for me is like almost all completely at the bottom because I really hated all these jerseys.
Oh man, I don't agree with you this one.
I did not like and mind you, it is 5 still. It is number 5,
right.
so top 5.
That's fair. So you didn't hate it enough to put it at the bottom, but I don't agree with you on this all.
Right.
I'll tell you why I like it when we get to it. My next one is the Vancouver Canucks. Okay. A jersey they've done before, except instead of like the gradient green, it was a gradient kind of purple.
Yeah.
Again, I never liked this jersey. I never liked it on the ice. It's something. It's not horrendous. It's just something, and it's just not for me. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm kind of right there with you because that's my number 4.
There you go.
That's like, this is good. We're kind of just missing each other a little bit here because like
we are best friends. Yes, for a reason.
Yes, I mean, I don't know why they just didn't go. Why didn't they bring the skate back or it just
right or the hockey stick too.
Or the hockey stick? Yeah,
right.
Like it just makes.
They had options.
They had options, and they went with
if they had guts. If they had guts, they would have went with the V jersey, which is typically ranked one of the worst jerseys in NHL history.
Yeah, I'm okay with them not doing the V jersey.
They could have done. I'm saying is they could have messed with that.
Yeah, that's true. They could have tried to redeem it. Yeah,
that would have been gutsy, but they didn't do it.
Yeah. Well, again, like you said, it's just okay. It's blue and green, and it's got this weird gradient, and you threw and you made the Orca logo even bigger than normal for some reason. Like it's just unnecessary. Again,
cool logo though. The Orca logo is cool.
It's all right.
I pays homage to First Nation people. I like that. I do like that.
Yeah, I wanted the skate or the hockey stick back. But.
Sure. Okay, so this moves us up to my number 5, top 5, bottom 5.
Your number 4.
Yeah, 4. Excuse me, this is my number 4.
Yeah.
Because I can count. Ray knows I'm very good at math. I like the Arizona Coyotes jersey. Don't hit me. Okay, listen. The Kachina jersey, the original Kachina jersey, the one they started with.
Yeah, protecting the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah. That would have been good. That would have been a good jersey to do. But they've done it. They've actually done that last season. This was a third jersey that they wore in the day. It's crazy. It is very 90s. All right. I like that they took the gambit on it. It's something fresh, different. I know you hate it. I just don't. I like that they took the guts to do this. Mm-hmm. I hope that the fans of Arizona respond. So I like that.
We'll see what happens.
Number 4.
Well, not my number 3. What's
number 3?
Your number 3.
I can't count. It's a common core, man. Sorry. Go ahead. Number 3.
Number 3. So this is where we differ a lot. Some of the jerseys you really hated, I really liked. Number 3, I actually put the Edmonton Oilers because even though I'm not a big fan of the white as a primary, but there's enough orange and blue there that it kind of accentuates it enough. It's
new.
It's not new, but it looks
nothing new.
It looks pretty good though. It looks good.
It's a Flyers jersey. Let's be honest about it.
It's not a Flyers jersey.
Get your own orange, man.
Oh, orange isn't the primary color here.
It's orange shoulders. I'll show you an orange shoulder from the 90s that made a difference.
I didn't mind the Edmonton.
The late 90s.
The more I look, compared to the rest of the division, the more it grew on me.
Oh, man. All right. My number 3 is the LA Kings. I actually like that they took the 90s Kings logo and put it on the purple. I agree with you, though, Ray. There are some things they could have done. They could have done a little bit more. So, again, the original purple and gold jersey for them had the crown on it. Yeah. Before the 90s, the crown went to the bottom of the Kings logo. I like the purple. I like the gold. I think it works. Again, there's a lot of ways they could have gone with this. And the other thing, too, is the Kings had a lot of third jerseys. They had a weird third jersey with a king on it at one point that was really bad.
Yeah.
They've had a lot of other jerseys they could have gone with. But this is all about sales. The Lakers just won the championship. That's exactly what they thought when they made this.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of purple and gold out there, and that's exactly where they went. Marketing, just good decision. It's something different we haven't seen before. I don't hate it. Kings number 3 for me.
That's fair. Another jersey that I like that you didn't, comes in at number 2, is the San Jose Sharks.
No.
Well, I had to put them somewhere, but
Oh, man. Maybe I was hoping you left them off.
no. I didn't mind the Sharks jersey. I mean, it has just enough teal and black to pay homage to those older jerseys. But because the Shark logo is so dynamic, and in a good way, unlike Wild Wing, it works, I think, surrounded by that gray and white. I actually think it works. So I was actually kind of okay with it. It's a simpler jersey. Yes, it's not the most creative, but it works, and I think it's gonna actually sell pretty well if you go by that metric, because I
can't wait to buy you one for the holidays.
Please don't.
All right. My number 2.
Yeah.
Because there's only 2 teams left, and it means we either locked in number 1 together or we didn't. And I think we did.
Yeah.
Actually, I know we did. My number 2 is the Anaheim Ducks. All right.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. And this is why I disagree with you. This jersey with Wild Wing bursting out the bottom is notoriously known as one of the worst jerseys in NHL history. Okay? It is. I love that they said, I don't care. We're bringing it back. I think fans of Anaheim, and there are fans at Anaheim, Ray, a lot of them, and especially around the world, will love this jersey. I think everybody wanted an excuse to buy this jersey, but they were way too shameful of it to do so. And I think it's hilarious, irony, hypocrisy, however you want to look at it, that this cartoon Mighty Duck mascot, who's not as good as Gritty, is on a jersey once again. I love the guts in taking this thing and saying, you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to do it. The font and everything, they did it. I'm proud of them for doing it. And I do think Ducks fans, let me hear you on this. You know you wanted this. If you disagree, comment below.
Quack.
And that brings us, Ray,
Quack.
to our joint number 1 decision. Quack.
Yeah, we
Quack.
actually three of the four divisions we actually locked in at number 1.
And
so
we'll say it together. It's the
Calgary Flames.
Yes, great jersey here.
Yes,
phenomenal. You can see it on the screen here. The Fire Horse, as I call it, the Fire Steed, on black. Pops the only other black jersey in the
of the 31
Reverse Retro series outside the Blackhawks. This was always an awesome logo.
Yeah.
Always. Again,
very
Calgary
underrated.
has been leaning on their Flame C for a long time. Again, great jersey. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But this was a third logo that came in at late 90s. All I could think of is Jerome McGinley in this thing. It's a great jersey. It's good to see it back. Beautiful.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think it's one of the more underrated alternate logos in hockey.
Easily, yeah.
And it just works so well. It just pops the black and the orange and red fire nostrils with the horse head. I'm super for it. And yeah, it's one of my favorite jerseys. That was an easy choice in this division. That was was an easy choice.
That was so. Listen, this episode's going way longer than we thought it would, but normally we're having a great time, and we're gonna do this now. Ray and I have ranked our top 5 best jerseys overall and our bottom 5 jerseys. But Ray, before we get into that, we'll go both ways. Is there any jersey that I picked that you would move now? You don't have to be specific about what number, but if I convinced you that any of the jerseys I picked that were higher or lower should move, and because I'll tell you this, you convinced me that I needed to move one of mine, and I actually did. I made an audible. Right? Which one would it be? I'll go first just to give you a minute.
Okay. All right.
When you were describing the Golden Knights, I said, you know what, he's right. And then I remember they had the other jersey come out. I moved it down. I had it a little bit higher.
Yeah.
I made the audible. I moved it down the list. I didn't fumble. You were right. So you've convinced me to move the Golden Knights down.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Vegas doesn't, but I don't care.
Yeah. You know what? Just because I've already locked in my 31-1, I don't want to change anything. But
okay, that's fair.
If I was gonna make an audible, but I'm not going to. But if I had to, maybe I move the Sharks down a little bit more. But
okay, that's fair.
But
that's fair.
Yeah. But
again, the Sharks are in that territory where it's like some of these are really interchangeable.
Yes,
to be fair.
that's the thing. That whole division sucked except for the Flames. I'm
true,
sorry.
Right? That division kind of does suck. But anyway. Let's do our this is the bottom 5. We'll end it on a positive note. We'll do the bottom 5 countdown.
Okay.
We're not going to discuss anything but the worst jersey, okay? But Ray, you count down your 5, I'll count down my family. We'll debate for about 30 seconds.
All
Ready?
Right,
and here we go.
I put Colorado Avalanche as 5th worst, Carolina Hurricanes at 4th worst. Already again went over this as to why. Really the bottom 3 are the ones I really hate. Columbus Blue Jackets, Arizona Coyotes. And again, I feel a little bad about this, but you just don't have the history. You wasted your best jersey already as an alternate Vegas. Vegas, you're at the bottom. I'm sorry.
Ray, this may surprise you. None of those are on my bottom 5.
I'm not surprised.
Isn't that crazy, though? Think about this.
Yeah.
This is my bottom 5.
Yeah.
Dallas Stars, number 5.
Can see that.
Edmonton Oilers, number 4. New York Islanders, number 3. No credits for creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, San Jose Sharks. No credits for creativity. Mm-hmm. Number 1, Detroit Red Wings. What were you thinking? Practice jersey, horrible, horrible. Missed the mark.
The Red Wings and the Stars, I can completely understand being there.
Right,
for sure.
Red Wings. It's just, look. I'll look at it on the ice. I would have loved to see the silver gray / with the red. I think that's where you should have gone with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, tough team to make a jersey for. Yeah. Again, they because it's always hard when you have one of the most vintage teams that has not changed their jersey in 100 years.
Yeah.
All right, Ray, this is the big one. I want to see if we align on this. Top 5 of the best leading to number 1 of your favorite reverse retro jersey in the NHL by Adidas.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Geeks Who Like Sports.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think we're actually going to be a lot closer in this one.
I do too.
I had 5 Buffalo Sabres.
Okay.
4 Chicago Blackhawks. 3 Calgary Flames. This one I think we're going to have different. 2 Minnesota Wild. And my number 1 pick is the Washington Capitals.
Ooh, okay. So some of those are on mine, but they're not. About 33%, I think. Okay, here's mine. Top 5. Counting down. 5 Calgary Flames.
Okay.
4 Washington Capitals. 3 the Avalanche.
Yeah,
the Nordavalanche.
Yeah, you like that. Yeah.
I do like that. I do like that. Number 2, St. Louis Blues.
Mm-hmm.
And my number 1, the Buffalo Sabres. I mean, the Buffalo Sabres. I've always called them Buffalo. The Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah.
They needed a win. They nailed this to me. They are my number 1 by far. I'm looking forward to seeing them in that. And I typically never pick a white jersey, by the way, because I think they're boring.
Yeah.
I think they totally hit a home run with this thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think we actually had, they're changed obviously in order, but I think we both had the Capitals, the Flames, and the Sabres in our top 5. So
that's fair. So here's the questions we want you to answer before we let you go. Obviously, comment below. What's your favorite jersey and why? That's one question. Yes. Number 2, will you be buying your team's jersey? Ray, are you going to buy the Rangers jersey?
Nope.
If they win the Stanley Cup, are you going to buy the Rangers jersey?
Yup.
The Flyers jersey, I'm really, really tempted. Again, just so everybody knows, this is the one thing that Ray and I both agree is really stupid. They are for pre-sale right now for $270-something. That's a big fat no for me.
And that's why I'm not buying them.
Right? Now, to be fair, that is probably the game level jersey. Right. Adidas will be beyond stupid if they don't release a non-game level jersey. Yeah,
you got to come down on that price. Like this, that's
right.
You're pricing out your fan base.
Yeah. I mean, that's during a pandemic. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The other thing I'll
keep
say
wearing
is
my
that,
Star Wars sweater. I'm good. Like.
I do want to say one final thing. I want to know what you guys think at home. I think the marketing for these jerseys, I think they did a great job on the jerseys. All right. I think today's unveil was great. I think the 4.5-day tease was really dumb.
Absolutely unnecessary.
All right. Absolutely unnecessary. It could have been teased all at once. You could have teased every division in one day and released them the next day. And I know that because everyone I know is rolling their eyes. We were all excited, but we're all like,
just get it over with. We get it. Like,
so congratulations once to the Anaheim Ducks fans to have Wild Wing back. And listen, thanks so much, Ray. Thank you for doing this with me. I really appreciate this. This was fun. Yeah. Let us know if you enjoyed this episode because we'll do other countdowns if you like it.
Yes, and to be fair, like when Lee texted me, like it was like 6 a.m. my time, by the way, where it was like,
no, it wasn't that early. Yes, it was.
Well, I'll get you the exact time right now.
All right, let's go, Junior. Let me know. It's probably I didn't think you don't answer your text if you're not up.
That's also true. I don't answer my text.
All right, that is also true.
Yeah, it was super early. I'm waiting. I have to go so back to the. Anyway,
right,
the point is,
we believe you.
Yeah, I was super grumpy to do this because I knew as soon as Lee mentioned it, I knew it was a good idea, and I'm like, dang it!
He didn't say that. He didn't tell me that.
You're putting this evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
He said that. Let me listen, everybody at home. This is how this went. He woke up and goes, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And then I had an article, a 2,000-word article in my inbox. Here's my ranking. I'm putting this out. I said, don't put it out. We got to make a video. Don't you put that hate on me, Ricky Bobby. And I was like, is he legit mad right now? I can't tell. So what I did is what any normal person would do. I waited 6 hours before I called him.
And I had a couple.
And then he's like, hello. Do you want to do this thing tonight? So that 2,000-word report can be seen on geekswhoLikeSports.com. Right. First off, again, really thank you for doing this with me. I appreciate it. You know I love hockey. It's my sport, so I do appreciate it. Again, listening at home, thank you for staying with us for the full hour. Let us know all the answers to the questions, what you think of the Adidas reverse retro jerseys, and also let us know, did you like this ranking? Do you want us to do other rankings like this? Because we are always looking for fresh ideas to keep you involved. So once again, this has been Geeks Who Like Sports Special Edition, Adidas reverse retro jerseys. For Ray Carcillo, I'm Lee Elias. Check us out on geekswhoLikeSports.com. You can see the full video on our full rankings, and we will see you soon with another episode of Ray with me,
Geeks
Who Like Sports. That was horrendous.
Come on,
wow.
buddy. Yeah.
We should rethink our lives.
Yeah. New episode this Thursday.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.